MoneyWalk 40, Work as unto the Lord. This program will help you undo financial bondage. From everlasting, the Lord worked to create everything and set the spiritual and natural realm in motion. Then he commanded man to work in order to be fruitful, cultivate the soil, raise animals, and engage physical and mental labor in many ways. Adam and Eve's worship, including their work, was totally enjoyable. After Adam chose to sin, he and his seed would eat by the sweat of their brow. Though work would still be enjoyable in many ways, the deteriorating conditions that sin caused man to live in on earth would make work more physically and mentally demanding and unpleasant in some instances. When he disobeyed the Lord's command not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the perfect communion they had was broken. Adam and his progeny could fail to seek him and thus choose work not within the Lord's plan for fulfilling their purpose. Even if they ultimately moved into the types of work intended, they might operate in unclean motives, attitudes, and actions, or utilize the fruit thereof, income and products, for ungodly purposes, funding abortion, supporting sexually immoral lifestyles, criminal activities, etc. This lets believers know we must choose to do types of work and engage activities that are not immoral while having an attitude and way of doing things that glorify Him. There is a truth about work that remains constant from the time man was created and given the task of tending the garden and throughout believers' everlasting future with the Lord. A person will always be fulfilled and thus have peace and joy when working as unto the Lord in the calling whereunto he is called by God. Scripture confirms the diligent person shall have everything needed to fulfill his or her purpose, and one who is lazy will not have things necessary for fulfillment, joy, and peace on earth. There is an abundance of Scripture confirming you should engage work, both physical and mental, for as long as you live. Total abstinence from work is not healthy for your body and mind. Lack of challenging work and daily regimen can bring about sickness, mental illness, and premature death. Therefore, every day you're alive, the Lord gives you work to accomplish. Physical labor for producing income, wealth, and gifts. Physical vocal worship, thanksgiving, praise, prayer, Bible study, evangelism, disciple making, fellowship and hospitality, and service within the church. There is an abundance of Scripture telling you to stay away from lazy, idle, and irresponsible attitudes and behavior during all stages of life. You are not prohibited from moving from one type of work to another as need or ability arises, unless you would engage in a type or manner that is unholy according to Scripture, or that violates His will communicated specifically to you. You also are not prohibited from taking retirement from a current employer or business as long as you are mindful you should engage reasonable work in another capacity pleasing to the Lord, whether it's paid or volunteer. Every moral type of work is worship and performs a godly service when it is committed to Him and engaged in a way that pleases Him. Please pray for this ministry, email me with any questions, and contact me to speak at your business or ministry conference or workshop. May the Lord bless you richly as you follow His plan.